Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Elias and welcome back to Stoneblock. In the last episode, we were working on making a couple of these guys, the Ender.io enhanced machines. These are the top tier machines from Ender.io, and we made both the alloy smelter and the sag mill. These things are actually really fast, but other than that, I don't really know what I made them. But it was fun and it was worth it, I think. We might need those later, so kind of good. But yeah, I've been working pretty hard off camera. Currently working on a couple of different chickens, trying to get enough things, enough eggs for my storage. But as you can see, we're getting pretty close to being done with chickens. There's a lot of chickens here. And something I actually did was our mechanical crafter that we have making eggs. I added a couple of speed upgrades to it from our furnace. Is it the... No, it's a survival generator down below. And it's helping out quite a bit. We've got a couple of things that are kind of interesting, like blitz rods. We're also getting... What are some of the other cool things? We are getting, well, diamonds obviously are nice. We're getting a lot of cool things. Vibrant alloy, that is a relatively new chicken that I've gotten. And some of the, we're starting to get some of the actually addition stuff, which we may be using today. So yeah, I've been working hard on chickens. Probably by the next episode, most of the chickens will be done, including two that are a little bit more cheaty. Well, a few that are a little bit more cheaty. So Draconium and Awakened Draconium and Terra Steel are things we're going to need for making seeds, which is something else that I've been working on quite heavily. So I need to explain some stuff. One, why is this slab floor here? Well, basically, I've been AFKing a lot because of the chickens, and I noticed, as I came over here, that we were missing some seeds, and that's not good. So these 3, 4, 5, all of those seeds we are supposed to be missing. So we have the tier 2 basalt seed, and then there's some more tier 2. This is, I believe, supposed to be the apatite seed. And then we have a couple of the tier 3s that we're missing. Specifically, I do believe we're missing the rabbit and then the basalt, blitz and blizz, which I have a whole bunch of things ready. But basically, I went through and I did all of the seeds, counted how many there were. And then we have the seeds are in the NEI order. So if I look up, for example, tier 1 seeds, the first one in the very back should be stone, and then dirt, nature, wood, water, ice, and zombie. So if we actually look, stone, dirt, nature, wood, water, ice, and then zombie. And then tier 2 seeds. So they are in order for NEI, because what was happening is the evolved Enderman would come up here and destroy the crops, and since I was AFKing, the seeds that would pop off would just kind of despawn. I actually lost, I believe it was lead and silver? No, tin. I don't remember. I lost a couple of seeds and I had to remake them, which was kind of annoying. So I did this temporarily. I'll figure out something to do to make it better. But this worked for now because there's nothing else that can get up here. No other mobs can spawn. And with this being a 2.5 block height, Enderman can't stand in here, so our seeds are safe. And speaking of the seeds, I have a bunch ready to make. So we're gonna go through. First of all, let's just go ahead and make the tier 3 seeds. I'm not gonna be planting these, but we're gonna go ahead and have them ready. But I don't know how this is going, and for you guys' information, I have a new mouse, so if I'm a little bit slow on moving and all that kind of stuff, I'm still trying to get used to it and still trying to get it to a point that I like. But we now can make rabbit seeds, and let's actually do something like this. So there is the rabbit seeds, basalt seeds, and then blitz seeds. So we can get rid of those 3. Still need to get the blizz seeds, but we'll get those soon enough, and I'm just going to put those in there. I will put them in order later, because I don't want to do that right now on camera. No real need to. But we have a bunch of other things. So that one can go over here. We'll probably get that relatively soon. But we have, let's see, a bunch of seeds we can go ahead and make. So that's what we're going to do. In fact, most of the stuff is ready to go. So we're going to have 18 seeds. Before we do that, we're going to need to make a couple things. One, we're going to need to make gas chunks. And we're also going to need to make blaze chunks. And both of those are pretty straightforward and easy. So let's just get that all balanced up. Cool. Is it supposed to be like that, I think? So blaze seeds, experience seeds, gas seeds, and then enderman seeds. So let's just make all of these that we can, and then we'll go through the list. So we have gold, lapis, nickel, Constantan, which we're getting from the chickens, so that's how I had that. Electrum, most of the stuff we're already getting from chickens, which is really nice. Signalum, which is a really annoying thing, and then we need to make in clusters, so something like that. Purpur and Instone, which we had down below, and make in seeds. So let's go ahead and put those away. So gold, lapis, and experience. So gold, lapis, and experience. And then blaze, gas, enderman. Blaze, gas, enderman. Invar, Electrum, Constantan. Nickel and steel, which we already had the steel. We're going to skip that one for right now, and then Signalum. We'll get back to some of these. So there's a few of these seeds that we don't actually have access to yet. And then these are the rest that we're going to need. And we'll get whatever ingredients we need down below. So we have solarium, cobalt, and lumium. So let's get those put away. So we have dark steel, solarium, cobalt, and lumium. Cool. So what other ones do we need? Flux Electrum. We'll have to make that. We'll worry about that in a little bit. HOP graphite we cannot make yet. In order to make this stuff, we're going to need some other things. We're going to need an industrial squeezer. I think is the only way we're going to be able to get it. Yep, looks like it. So that's something that we'll have to probably spend an episode doing some immersive engineering stuff to get. Fluid seeds we can probably do. So let's just pop down here and start getting some of this stuff together. So the first one we need is Mithril. Mithril requires mana-infused ingots. And mana-infused ingots we can make from mana-infused ore. Or is there another way we can get this stuff? So we can actually get this stuff, I think. We might need a laser. Not entirely sure. So let's see if we have anything. We have plenty of mana steel, but that's not it. So Flux Electrum. We're going to need 4 Flux Electrum. That is induction, smelted, sand, and Flux Electrum blend, which is redstone and electrum. So that's it. We're going to need like 20 redstone, I think. And some Electrum, which we are getting plenty of. And let's just make sure that we want the fluid transposer. We're going to want, yes, 20 redstone. So we just magma crucible. Do we even have a magma crucible? We don't have a magma crucible. Alright, so let's go ahead and pulverize that. And something we can do, let's turn that off. We should be able to, hold on. We're going to be smart about this. So I should have a ton of buckets of lava. I've been getting that from the, oh, what is it called? The thing, the loot bags. So let's get a couple of buckets. And then what we're going to do is go to the nether, actually. So we're going to put this in there. Let's go ahead and put our cast back. Cool. So let's head to the nether. Because I do believe there's something there that we can use. And it's going to make this whole process a lot easier. By the way, this is not what we're going to be doing all episode. The main focus of today is something else. Okay. Well, there was some guys there. Wasn't fully expecting that, but whatever. Let's go down. So this is where we've been doing a lot of mining for the prosperity ores. And the pigmen are going to be mad at me. It's fine. They'll get over it. It's not where I want to be. For the most part, if we just ignore them, it should be fine. Because some of them don't care. But some of them do. So let's fly over here, and we're going to throw that golden sword away. And what I want to look for, I believe I've seen some things in here, but I'm not entirely sure. It might actually be closer to the surface. I was intentionally avoiding breaking some things, and it might also be in the mining dimension. I don't remember. This is a little bit of a problem, just because I don't remember where exactly it was. That's a wither skeleton who's not having a good day. Okay. So what I am looking for is some redstone in the nether. But it's not going to be... I just wanted to look at that guy. It's not going to be quite what we would normally get from redstone. Because what I'm looking for is some stuff that's going to turn into what is it? So we have the energized netherrack. So if we break this, this turns into energized glowstone. And that's what I'm looking for the equivalency of for redstone. I think I saw some here, but I might not have. Then again, I might have and just don't remember where it's at. Let's look back in here. We're not going to spend too much time on this if I can't find it quickly. But basically, there should be some redstone-esque like ore that will turn into the resonant or destabilized redstone. And that's what I want to find. It might also be in the... oh, I think I might know where it is. I think it might be up here. And down one of my other little tunnels. Not that one. Some of my tunnels are only slightly confusing. So I think... Oh man, I do not remember. It's been a little bit since I've, like, done too much here. And some of these, like, caves are really confusing. Because it's just literally me digging out stuff this way. Because at one point I was getting close to bedrock, and I wonder if that's where I had seen the destabilized redstone stuff. But then again, it might have been in a different dimension. We might pop into the mining dimension just to look. But if we can't find it, we won't worry about it for right now. We'll work on that later. We'll make a magma crucible, and there are other ways we can do this whole process, but yeah, I'm not seeing it. So let's get out of here. Let's just go the way we know how to. And head back to base. And you know what? Let's take like 2 more seconds. No, because this is this, and I don't think I saw anything there. Okay. Let's go ahead and head back to base, and we'll get the other things together. And we'll worry about the destabilized redstone another time. I'll make a note of it if I find it again, and we'll go from there. I don't want to waste too much time looking for that, or worrying about the seeds right now, at least. So, yeah, let's just get rid of most of those buckets, get rid of all that stuff. And what else do we need? So, Flux seeds. We have that. Pulsating iron. I know we have pulsating iron because I've been getting that from chickens. Energetic alloy, elementium, osmium, and glowstone ingots. So osmium is easy enough. I don't believe we have an elementium chicken, but that's something we're going to be getting soon. So that is something we'll have. Energetic and glowstone ingots. I don't know if we have glowstone ingots. We do. Cool. So let's go ahead and make the rest of these seeds. And then everything else we will worry about another time. So, yeah. We're getting close. At this point, kind of the big stopping point is the essence. So that is gonna be a problem, but we'll get there. Okay, so we have pulsating, energetic, and flux, and then osmium and glowstone. There should be 4 left. Alright, I need to do something because I always forget to. We need to take this back downstairs, because what I do, what I've been doing is switching these things around, so that we can get plenty of... I believe this is the... Yeah, that's the smaller one. Okay. Also, I should point out, real quick, we have 5 nether stars just sitting in there. Really cool. So, okay, enough with the seeds, enough with all this essence stuff. Let's get on to what I want to do today, which is we're going to make a mining laser. So we need to make the Void Ore Miner Controller Tier 1. And this thing is not too terrible, but we need to teach the system how to make a couple things. So let's take a look at what do we know how to make? Do we know how to make structure blocks? Of course not. Pattern, yeah. So okay, we don't have anything that we need for the digital from the digital guide. So what we're going to get into is environmental tech stuff, and this is stuff that we're going to want to make a lot of things eventually. So might as well start getting into it now. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a void ore miner. Now there is other things. We can get botanic miners. I don't even know what those do. What those get? We can get resources, which are things like clays and all that. So let's actually take a look real quick. So I want to see what the botanic miner gets. Oh, it gets like wood and stuff. I don't care about that. The resource miner is something that we might want at some point. That will give us like stone and granite and all that kind of stuff. But more importantly, I think they removed... No, that's still there. It is how you get mica. It's the only way to get mica. And mica is super useful for making modifiers. And is required for some of the top tier things, I do believe. So yeah, modifiers all require mica, and some other things do as well. But so this is a resource that we're going to want eventually, probably. But here's the cool thing, and I don't think this has changed. So void resource miner is a 7x4x7, and I believe it is the exact same shape as a void ore miner. All of these are the exact same things. You can just replace the controller and make them all. So we need to start making structure frames, structure panels, and laser cores and laser lenses. So let's start getting into that. So let's start with the laser stuff. We're gonna want just a... What's the crystal? Okay, so we're gonna want that. And it looks like it's just glass. But this one, ooh, those are expensive. Okay, so we're gonna need some lenses. So that's the first thing. We're also gonna need laser cores, which require the connectors. And we're going to need to, well, make the connectors. So those are pretty easy. We're also going to want to make the structure stuff. So structure frames. And we're going to need to teach the system how to make interconnects. We're going to use this recipe. And we're going to teach the system how to make the structure panels. I don't know that it knows how to make iron bars. Oops. No, so we should probably teach it that. So structure panel iron bars are nice and easy to make. And then we're going to have to come up with a recipe for making black concrete. So for the tier 1, we're going to need a laser core, laser lens. So let's get those. So we're going to need one of... Was it just one of laser lens? It should be. And I think it's 2 laser cores. So that is not too difficult. We're going to need 20 structure panels and 24 structure frames. So structure panels, we're going to need 20 of those. That will be nice and easy. And then we need 24 structure frames. We're missing black concrete. And it does know how to make, at the very least, the litherite. So that is something that's good. So black concrete, how can we make that? Well, let's actually set up something to do that. So what we're going to want is a block placer and a block breaker, both from actually additions. So what are they actually called? Oh, they are actually called I think just placer. Yeah, auto placer. So this should be really easy to make. We just need a basic coil. We have redstonia. I mean, if we look at the crystals we have 600 lapis palace crystals, and we have almost 600 redstonia crystals, and that is just because, did I make one? Okay. Of chickens. We're starting to get void crystals and emeradic crystals as well. So yeah, it's kind of nice. Next thing we're gonna need is a auto breaker, which again we'll need to make one of the basic coils, and that should be it. Okay, so first things first, we need to teach the system how to make black concrete powder. So black concrete powder, pretty straightforward. And let's go ahead and make none of it. And then what we're going to want to do is a processing thing. This is black concrete powder becomes black concrete. And then we're also going to need a crafter. And that might take a second. So let's go ahead and set this up. Where are we going to... We're going to want to set this up somewhere that we can actually kind of use it without too much trouble. So let's break that. Let's get stone to fill the hole in. And then we're going to go downstairs. We're going to put this down here somewhere. Because I'd like to put it close to these connectors. Also, I should mention, we need to watch our storage. I might need to make more storage at some point soon, but it's not that big of a deal right now. So, we could also put this up here, and we could make a temporary room in here. You know what, let's do exactly that. So 1, 2. Just do something like this. And we got to go a little bit farther. Okay. So once again, go back to 3, 3. And then area. And we'll get this nice and, well, new room. So we're going to put it up here just because it's going to be easier. It's going to be kind of out of the way. And that's what we want. So let's get the torches. And I don't know what else we're going to put up here. We might actually put the farm stuff in here as well, versus the other room. But what we can do is just break that, and we can bring the cable through. And that's the whole reason to have this. Okay, so what we're going to want is an auto placer. So auto placer, so this should be active. If we give it some blocks, it should place it. And we want to put an auto breaker above it. Now, can we rotate you? Certainly. So are you facing? Nope. There we go. And that's what we want. So we want it to break downwards. And then all we have to do is put some water, like right there. And this gets concrete powder. This gets the concrete, and that should be it. So let's grab our crafter. Let's also throw most of that stone away. Yeah, so we're gonna need the crafter, and we're gonna need a cable. And there is a slight concern. This does not have a filter. Do the advanced breakers have a filter? Let's see. Automatic precision dropper, auto breaker, long range. All right, let's take a look at the manual. The breaker breaks that. Yes, it doesn't look like there is any sort of thing, but it should be instant. So let's see if we should be able to put a crafter here. We're also going to need an interface. Get out of here. Let's get an interface as well, and that should allow us to. That'll take just a second to make, but that should allow us to deposit items back in, and you know, let's teach the system how to make conduits. So let's do that. And does it already know how to make? No. I don't know why we have bricks. Let's go ahead and put the bricks in there, and let's teach it processing pattern for conduit binders. And we'll put that right there. Cool. So let's make some more conduits. All that just to make some more conduits. Let's make like 20. Cool. All right. So let's see if this all works. So ideally, what I think is going to happen, and what I'm hoping is going to happen, is we put the pattern in there. So what it will try to do is put concrete powder in here. This will put concrete powder here, which should hopefully instantly turn into concrete before this breaks it. And then what we're going to do is just something like this into an interface. Extract always active, insert, and then we just got to get cables. And those should be fine. So let's test it with just putting that in there. And I don't know that it did. No, it actually did. Okay, so I'll keep an eye on that, but let's get these structure. We're going to need 24 of these. It's missing water. Oh, okay. We've got to change that recipe. Okay, I understand what's going on. Because I shift-clicked a different recipe, and not like a world, it thought it was using the fluid transposer or whatever thing it was. So let's remember how to do this. So clear that. And then what we're going to want to do is a processing for concrete powder into concrete. That's it. Let's clean up the inventory a little bit. And then what we're going to be doing, we're going to make a couple of things while we're waiting for everything else. So now that should be fine. And like I said, I think it's 24. We're going to need the 20 structure blocks. And we're probably going to need more stuff. We'll get to that once we are ready. So yeah, now it doesn't need the water. Because of the recipe I clicked, it wanted blocks. So it sounds like it's working just fine. And that's hopefully the case. Okay, so while we're waiting on that, let's make a couple other things before we make the actual mining controller. Which, how bad is that to make? We're going to need another lens, 2 more interconnects, some litherite, and a diode. That's easy enough. Is it already done? Wow, that was quick. Alright, let's go ahead and just get the stuff then. So we're going to need a lens. And we want to make sure we get the ore miner. So we're just going to need 2 more interconnects. We're also going to need a bunch of litherite. So what, like 36 litherite? Let's just get 40. It's kind of whatever at this point. We're also going to need a diamond block, which is not difficult at all. So yeah, let's just get all of this stuff together. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there is the Void Ore Miner Controller Tier 1. Now this is a Tier 1, and it's not bad. We're going to need the assembler as well. It will work, but in order to make the Tier 2, we need a rhodium. And in order to get a rhodium, we got to get it from mining. So we just got to set this up, and then eventually we'll get enough of it to get what we want. But before we can do anything else, what we need to do is we need to get a couple of end chests. So we can get rid of this for now. So we need to get a couple of end chests, not the vanilla ones. No, we're going to get the special ones. And all we need to do is get a couple of chests. And that's it. 1, 2. I guess we're going to keep it white, white, white for now. So the way these end chests work, we're also going to need a flux energy thing. One of these. Flux point. I can never remember which one's which. So one of the big things with this is we're going to need to get the items back to us. And so that's what the ender chest is for. We're going to put the ender chest, I think, right down here. And thinking right here. Let's actually put it not there, but here. So what this is it's a white, white, white connection. And what that means is you can actually color code these ender chests to go with everything else. These are the original ender chests, FYI. Modded was before vanilla. And the way these work is inventories are connected for white, white, white designated. If I change this to a different color, I can change it to any combination with the 16 different dyes. So we could have green, red, purple. And this chest would be green, red, purple. If I put this one down in front of it, you can see they both open. And if I put something in one, it's in the other. It works like an ender chest should, with the exception of whereas the vanilla ones are player-based, these are 100% inventory-based, basically. It's based on the combination of colors at the top. There's also an ender pouch. that is a portable version of this, and the basic white, white, white also corresponds to this chest. So, yeah, that's how they work. And we're going to use them to get the items up from down below. Because in order to use this thing, where do we want to put this? I guess right here. We need to, let's get a trapdoor. And we're going to make it a complete fall. So trapdoor, we have a couple of those. Cool. So yeah. These are, you know what, let's, do I have any fire resist? Just in case. Fire protection. We right click it like so. Cool. So we're just going to go right here and we're going to dig straight down. We need to go down to bedrock. The only way this thing works is if it sees bedrock. And so that's what we got to do. I'm not going to worry about putting elevators or anything like that. We have flight, and we really don't need to come down here unless it is to, like, do anything with maintenance. Okay, let me rephrase that. We don't need to do any maintenance. We just need to come down here if we want to upgrade. That's the phrase. That's the word I was looking for. But we're almost there. And it can either be void or bedrock. And I don't know, I don't remember if there is bedrock down here or if there is void. All right, so that tells me that. Okay, so let's get that like so. You know, let's fly back up. So good to know. It is void at the bottom. There is no bedrock. I kind of remember that though. So you get the Grains of Infinity, we'd had to go into the Nether. We're just gonna put that there. All right. So let's grab some more torches. Not like we don't have any. And we can put that away because we do not need that. We're going to get our flux bore. And let's get down here. Okay. So first things first, we need to dig out a little bit of an area. So underneath this is void. We have to remember that. So let's just try to get some semblance of something going. So let's just go back to 3x3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So, it is not even, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 4, 5. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 on each side, I guess. This will work for now. It's 11 by 11 is what we're trying to do. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. All right, there we go. That'll work. And yeah, we're just gonna dig out a little bit of an area. And what we're gonna do is we are going to, well, put the lasers down here. So we could actually go up a little bit more if we wanted to. And you know what? I think that might be a good idea. So that we aren't necessarily on the bottom layer. Because what we can do, let's see. Let's dig up a couple. How do I want to do this actually? I think I think everything I just dug out, I don't want to do. We don't actually have to have a room down here. But what we can do is just come up here. Sure, like Y30. Oops. That is the wrong button. And dig a little bit of a room. And let's light this up. So what I'll do is I'll come back down here and I'll fill this back in at some point. I'm glad that creepers can't blow up anything down here. That legitimately scared me. But what we can do is we can just put a piece of glass at the bottom and underneath our laser and not worry about it. So let's go get a piece of glass and we'll get this set up. So, you know, I will tell you guys what, I'm gonna go fill that area in at the bottom with stone, and we'll come back once I have an area ready, and then you guys can see what I am doing. So basically it has to see void, but it doesn't have to be over void. We can actually use glass, no problem with that whatsoever. So yeah, that's just what we're gonna do. We're gonna just put a piece of glass right here, and that way we can not worry about falling into the void. So I'm gonna clean that up, and then we'll come back and we'll build the miner, get that set up, and call it an episode. So be right back. Alright, so I am finally done with that. And before we go down, I want to say I did upgrade the energetic infuser just so we could use our flux spore a little bit more. And I went ahead and made an augment. So this is the Linkage Concentrator. To make it just some plates which we made with the hammer, an electrum gear, redstone conductance coil, and a piece of lead. All pretty easy. But what this does is it allows for very rapid charging. So yeah, it's really nice. So that's what we're gonna go with. Real quick, I want to see, do we have any quests with the... No, just the power generation. I don't believe there's any quests to do with the actual like mining. So yeah, we're not gonna worry about that too much. Okay, so let's get down there and finish this episode off. So big thing about this is we went down to Y30. That is arbitrary. I made a very tall room and a very big room. This is like a, let's see, 1, 2, I believe it's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. And it's a 15 by 15 by 10 room. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at this. Tier 1 is a 4 tall structure. So we're going to go up 4 blocks. Is there any darkness if I do that? Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I do believe if we put the void ore miner here, and then we... A simple false. Whoops. Wrong thing. I think we just hold it, right? I don't remember. So let's break the blocks that I placed. And we just hold it. And that should make... is that everything? Yes, it's simple. True. So this is the structure for the tier 1 of the void ore miner. Now, a couple things we can do. One, if we look at the void ore miner, void ore miner, we can obviously upgrade it. Which, do all these upgrades just take... Okay, all the upgrades are actually really nice. Some mod packs, and I think it might be an older version of environmental tech, required you to make multiple of like the lower tiers to make the higher tiers, but it looks like it's just a 1-to-1 ratio, which is really nice. That's convenient. But if we look at what the void ore miner tier 1 can get, it can get a bunch of ores. It can get 10 pages of ores, so like 40-ish, including a couple crystals, which is the kind of big thing that we want. Can we get appetite? We can even get appetite from this. So we're going to be able to get all the seeds relatively soon. Now, one thing you might notice from this is there is 2 percentages. So there's a percentage if we use a clear laser lens, which is exactly what we have. But if we make different laser lenses, so a preferred laser lens, the black laser lens will get you coal. And if we look at what it does, it gives you higher chance for coal and lonzolite. Now that is not really needed. No, not at all. Lonzolite is used for something else. I think I'm pronouncing that relatively correctly. Yeah. So that is used for weatherproofing and some modifiers. And there are modifiers we can use for the void ore miner that would be useful. This one doesn't actually have any modifier slots. We'd have to upgrade. And we'll get to that eventually. But unfortunately what we'd want is the crystal laser lens. That's going to give us the litherite and iridium. And in order to get the crystal laser lens, well, we kind of need iridium. So, and a lot of it. So that is going to be a while, but we'll let this run for a bit. I'm going to finish my chickens and stuff like that. So it's not that big of a deal. But as we get higher tiers, we can start getting other crystals, and that's kind of the point. So only players can break those blocks, and yeah, we can get some really cool stuff from all of this, but we got to set it up. So first things first, power. So this now has power, and next thing, we're going to want to extract always active and put it into an ender chest and put that insert. And so what we'll start seeing potentially is ores going in, and there we go. Our first ore was lapis. Presumably it was our first ore. It might have been our second, but yeah, you kind of get the idea. So if we look at the digital guide, the first time we can, so if we can get the void ore miner tier 2, we can start getting modifiers. Probably the best is either luck or, actually, does it talk about modifiers? Yes, modifiers do different things. And it doesn't really talk about them specifically. All right, so if we look at the modifiers, and we'll do this real quick and then call the episode. There is luck modifiers. I'm not telling you that is a nanobot thing. But another ones that we'd want to use is the accuracy. Accuracy, unfortunately, we can't get anytime soon, but would make the laser lenses work a little bit better. So higher percentage for what we want, and then speed, which makes it go faster. So yeah, we will get to all that stuff later, but for now, we're just going to let that kind of run. Something I can also do is turn that off, and we can start seeing what all we get. So I might do that just for a little bit. So we're gonna get lead. We're gonna get a bunch of different ores. Let's see if we have anything cool, including the iridium. No, none of that. How about just normal ores? So yeah, you can kind of see the ores we're starting to get. But that is going to be it for today's episode. So what we're going to do is start collecting a bunch of ores, and I might just let this run in here until it fills up, just to kind of see what all we can get and see, just to see basically. And then what we'll do later, by the way, I moved this down here so it's a little bit nicer, and then what we can do is always just dump everything into our system. And then hopefully here soon we can start getting the rest of the things we need for seeds, so we can get mana infused ore. We can get that fairly easily. We can get the appetite and just continue doing our thing. So that is the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And speaking of mana infused ore, So yeah, that's the plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.